Marcus Wu summoned Wu Qi. Now I can see how effective everything you have taught me is. Wu Qi replied, every person has his own strengths and weaknesses. Momentum comes and goes. I suggest, my lord, that you send out 50,000 ordinary men who have as yet no particular distinction. Let me lead them into battle. If we fail, then I become a laughingstock among all the other lords and lose my authority to the land and throughout. To use an analogy, imagine a bandit who has been condemned to death hiding out in the vast wilderness. Even if 1,000 men are hunting him down, each of those men will be looking over his shoulder. Do you know why? Because he is afraid the outlaw will suddenly strike him down. By the same token, when a man commits his whole being to the fight, he can make 1,000 quail. The 50,000 I plan to lead today will be like the bandit. If I lead such men against Qin's army, they will find it difficult to stop us. So Marcus Wu agreed to Wu Qi's plan. Such a feat is a lesson and inspiration indeed. And one day before the battle, Wu Qi issued a command to the forces. All of you are to follow this order. If the chariot, division, cavalry, and infantry cannot capture their equivalents in the enemy and army, then no one will receive any reward, even if you manage to break the enemy lines. On the day of battle, Wu had to give very little orders, yet ended up making his mark for miles with the victory. And that wraps up the Wuzi. And so, as we see throughout the book, we have all of the strategy leading up to, from governing the state, to adapting in the field, to inspiring the men. And all of this comes down to say that when the time comes, you shouldn't have to say what you need to say. Your soldiers, your men, your troops, right, your employees, you should be so well-versed, well-trained to be able to be adaptable. You should be inspired to get the job done, to do what needs to be done without needing to seek direction from your superior. You should be able to do these things without needing the advice, because you trust in yourself, you trust in your abilities, and you know and trust in your training.